name is Bone Chillin'. So up here in my soul, kinda got a warm feeling. See, since I was a little boy, all of my family said the same. Granny called you by your name. You know King Messiah and all them big names. She told me that life was gonna cause pain. Just get on your face and call out his name. But see, I can't lie, I love the world, man. I just feel that it's time to change. See, my walk ain't your walk, my talk ain't your talk, my slang ain't your slang, but it's all the same. My deal ain't your deal, my deal ain't your deal. Still, we gotta praise him. My problem ain't your problem. I know he can solve them. Jesus is who I call him. So guess what? We gotta praise him. Gas bill due, light bill due, rising bill due, man, y'all know how they do. Forget about what they do. See, I'ma stay focused on what he do. Well, I thank you for the phone that I talk on. Thank you for the legs that I walk on. Thank you for the place that I call home. That's enough to get my praise on. My talk, my slang ain't your slang, but it's all the same. My deal, my deal, still, we gotta praise him. And I know he can solve them. Jesus is who I call him. So guess what? We gotta praise him. I gotta praise, I gotta praise, gotta praise, gotta praise him. I gotta praise. That's if you love him, that's if you need him. Open your heart and just receive him, yeah. I gotta praise, I gotta praise, gotta praise, gotta praise. That's if you love him, that's if you need him. Open your heart and just receive him. But it's all the same. My deal, still, we gotta praise him. My problem is your problem. I know he can solve it. Jesus is who I call him. So guess what? Hey, we gotta praise him. Thank you for the best that I walked on. Thank you for the song that I talked on. Thank you for the place that I call home. There's enough to get my praise on. Thank you for your love because you're real. Thank you for my help because I'm healed. Could have been gone, but I'm still here. So guess what? We gotta praise him. K-Joe, B-Dog. Yeah.
Hey everybody, what's going on? This is your girl Libra Butterfly, also known as Creole Butterfly, aka Coco 929, coming to you today from this great state of Kentucky, where the women are beautiful and the horses are fast, or the horses are beautiful and the women are fast. It just really depends on what you darn like. Shout out to you, and y'all know over here in Butterfly Queendom, we pass out smooches. You get a smooch, you get a smooch, and you get a smooch. Everybody gets a smooch. Happy birthday to any more birthdays, any anniversaries. Hey, Auntie Melissa, smooches to you. Hey, 300, thank you for being here. Yes. Let me tell you guys. First of all, I want to make awareness of something. I don't know if y'all know this content creator or not, but her name is Just Kimmy. She actually revealed about a predator that had been following her around to different platforms after she asked this predator to leave her alone. Also, my understanding, there is another content creator named VS. I think she's under VS Icon, and he was actually inappropriate with her too, from my understanding. Okay, so women, you have to really be careful because you don't know who's behind these avatars. You don't know. A lot of men don't understand that no means no. Okay, or leave me alone means leave me alone. You see what I'm saying? So just be very careful who you engage with online. If you want to see what he looks like, you can go on Just Kimmy's community page. She actually put a picture of him up. And the scary thing that I thought about also about him is that he's actually in the same state she's in, which is really weird. You know what I'm saying? Also, I was in Miss Olivia the Oracle's live today. Today, and she did a great live. She also talked about someone who was a content creator on YouTube, and Some guy got fixated with her. Come to find out, he actually went to the same college that she went to. And even though she asked him several times to leave her alone, blah, 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 blah. One day she was in one of the classrooms and was getting ready to leave. He comes in with a double barrel shotgun. She tries to run. He shoots her in her back, kills her, shoots her, walks up on her again, shoots her again. And then the third shot they heard was actually him shooting himself. So some of these people, all they have is YouTube. And that scares me. And I have made it perfectly known. I don't want no man who sits on YouTube every day, all day. I don't. That becomes a reality for them. That becomes their only way of life. It's okay for what it is, and if you like people or if you a mod or whatever, I can see that. But all day, every day, no, I just can't. I cannot. Because to me, idle mind is a devil's workshop. My grandmother used to tell me that when I was younger. And I really believe that idle mind is the devil's workshop. When you actually don't have anything going for yourself, you start to take on these personas. When you take on these personas, you start living in a world that does not exist for real. It's a digital world. It's like the Matrix. You live in that. And everything that you do start going around these matrix. Okay, starts going around this false world that they want everybody to live in, because again, they're going to come out with AI, and some of AI is already out in some places, artificial intelligence. I'm sorry, that's intimidation, Lord. Well, it can be that too. So, just be careful. I will start doing a segment on my show. I said I was going to do that anyway, but I was trying to wait until my daughter's murder trial was over. However, I would be doing a segment on my show to show you different women who have passed away due to the hand of a man. Okay. It's so much coming out now about that. It's just utterly ridiculous. It really is. So, this is not to glamorize the murder. This is to show us how many ways that women are going up out of here by the hands of the men that supposedly love them. Some of these dudes I look at and I'm like, how could some of these women be so beautiful and intelligent. They got business going on. And I be looking like, when I see the men that they connected to, I'm like, first of all, he's butt crack ugly. And then not only is he ugly in face, he's ugly in spirit. He's ugly in actions. Like everything about him is ugly. It's like, if you're going to be ugly, the one thing you can be is nice. Okay, that's the one thing you should be, is really, really nice and really, really understanding. Because you are, I'm gonna need you to pick a struggle. You already got one struggle, and I just don't see how. And I'm not judging. I be wondering like, and then they be trying to pull these crackhead struggles with these beautiful women. If you don't do this, I ain't gonna do this, and you need me. I don't need nothing about you. How about that? And when the woman gets tired of all that, it's like I said, it's one thing to be ugly, but your spirit be nice. That's we can roll with you if you ugly on the outside, but got a good heart and your good spirit, and I can roll with you on that. But if you ugly inside as well as outside, oh no, stay the heck away from me. Keep it moving. So, okay. So anyway, y'all, I'm just saying, IJS, I'm just telling y'all, just be careful. Be careful, because again, these people are really, really doing some different things. Okay, so I have a lot I have to talk about today. So I want y'all to listen to something. I'm not gonna pull it up on screen, but I want y'all to listen to something. Okay, so I actually shared a picture of my great grandfather, right? My great grandfather on my community page maybe a couple of days ago, and so here we go. Wait a minute. I want y'all to listen to something.
So given land rights, but that was it. There were no Chinese in the country. Chinese began to pour in here after the Civil War had begun. They came in and got paid. They were hired labor.
Okay, so we've actually paid Chinese people twice. They got paid when they started busing them into the United States, and they got paid um, when we did rights for them. Okay, keep listening.
They got paid when they worked on the railroads with the blacks, but they got paid and were able to get land and able to start businesses and got paid. But now today, if you look up at Yale University and Harvard, they're demanding to be made equal to black folk. But black folk didn't get paid anything and were beaten and castrated and lynched for not working harder and on railroads. That's why when the Chinese came in, Hispanics, there are about 4,000 Hispanics in the United States. They started putting them in and calling them minorities. And as you go across that sheet, I'm not going to label all of them. As we go across that sheet, they keep expanding the groups now that anything, everybody, gays and midgets, humpbacks, anybody, one-eyed people, people with pig legs, people now on Social Security, white people now classified as socially disadvantaged so they can be equal to black folk. And now white students can go over to the United Negro College Fund and get grants. Free.
Did y'all hear that? Did y'all hear that? Now, white people, and shout out to my white people. Yes, girl, prick a struggle. You can't be ugly and have an ugly disposition. I'm like, you need to pick a struggle. And you can't be ugly and demand stuff. No, not you. You don't demand nothing. You need to be pliable. Anywho, but did y'all hear that the white people can now go over and get a grant from the United Negro College Fund? Oh, my shoulder hurt. Okay, here we go. Let's go back. Let's go back.
Education grants from a black student, funding corporation that blacks can't get. If blacks go to most of these big corporations now, they won't give anything to blacks, saying that's preferential treatment. But whites can now leave in this country, leave the white universities, go over to black universities, and ask for, I need $150,000, $200,000 to go. I'm gonna go to a black school and get free education, and blacks
can go over to a black school and demand money and get a free education, but we cannot. Oh, listen up.
Can't get it. Now the problem is this: they don't do that with the Indians on that first category. Indians right now get money for special money to go to college, but nobody can go to an Indian college and a university and get free education. Because the Indians won't let that go down. They're against it.
Now you see where I'm coming in at. Okay. So, let me see. They've been going up to... Yes, that's why I don't demand anything, because I'm... Oh, Lord. One of the students was valedictorian of Morehouse. Girl, I tripped out over that. I know. Okay, so check this out. My grandfather... my great-grandfather, my grandmother's dad, is Choctaw, okay? Chotaw, Choctaw. Look that up. We are supposed to, the descendants of that, is supposed to be able to go to school for free. We are supposed to be able to get some type of Indian reparations, okay? And trust me, I wish TC was in here, TCHBU Queen. I need to ask her something. I wish she was in here. Anywho, trust me, I'm going to look into that. Now, also, I can look into others because we actually have two more Indian tribes that we are directly connected to. Okay. So my grandmother, her dad was Choctaw, and he actually was from Spain. Okay. The Indians have stopped people from, I know this for a fact, Cherokee Indian put in a bill to stop Black people from claiming their connection to their Indian heritage. because a lot of Black people found out that they could grab that because they are descendants from that, and they were going to school and different things like that for free. So the Indian back in 2000, I think 15, they actually stopped that from happening. Okay, so the Indians got paid too. I'm going to play a little bit more of this number. The Indians actually got paid as well. Okay, they forgot to play. They forgot to pay their Black Indians. Okay. Let me see. Give me one moment. Here we go.
Yes, sir. But anybody can go take money out from Black folk. Now let's go back real fast. I'm gonna run through a lot of history with you right now, and try to keep up with me. Tell your listeners to follow me. This is extremely important. Now, where did all this stuff come from? One thing that we're gonna have to start focusing on this country. This is what I want every one of your listeners start to doing as of today. We're gonna start fighting a battle, and I'm planning on winning with Black folk. Okay, it's all started back in 1789. In 1789, when they drew up the Constitution, they didn't know. But what I'm getting ready to tell you, no schools would teach this because white folks. So that's critical racism. For you to start talking to us about what we did 200 years ago, that's exactly what I'm going to talk about. Now, in 1789, they drafted the Constitution, and the Constitution again set up two groups, and that was whites and Blacks. Okay, now at that point in time, that was pretty well understood that you have, and out of those two groups, there'll be one minority, and that'll be Blacks, what I call Native Blacks. I don't call them Afro-Americans.
Here it is.
They're not Africans. They were born in this country. 99% of all the Blacks in America were born in this country.
Thank you. Now, I have told y'all that several times, that most of us was already here. Okay. There was an Indian and a Black man who actually walked this strip that used to be a creek. And they walked that strip to actually, I think it was Greenwich or Green something, to actually come over here, and they discovered here. They discovered America. That's why when Christopher Columbus got here, you can't discover something that is already here. You can't discover something that's already here. That's like me discovering somebody's house that they already live in. Huh? How does that make sense? Okay. So when when you become woke, let me help you out. Here's a prophetic word for y'all too. The people that is running, not everybody, I'm just going to say it like this. Some people that's running for president and office are trying to come against the woke population, i.e. me, i.e. Vicky Dillard, i.e. Tariq, i.e. all the other ones that are woke and trying to wake up people. It's going to be running against us because the more knowledge you are fed, the more you know. And it's hard to close your eyes and not remember something that you've seen. Okay? It's hard to unring a bell. So there is going to be people who their prime thing that they're going to run on is to shut down the woke folks. Okay? You heard it here. The prime thing that they're going to try to do is shut down the woke folk. And what's so sad is you may even have your assistant, the one who, said she was an AKA, but didn't know that Tupac was dead when they asked her what's her favorite living rapper, and she said Tupac. How embarrassing. Anywho, you may even have her that's gonna go against the woke folk. I predict Roland Martin is gonna go against the woke folk because he don't like Tariq now. He dang sure don't like Vicky Dillard. And he disrespects Black people, period. He calls them stupid MFers, stupid simple Simon mother uckles. That's what he says, allegedly. And, so just be prepared. that this could happen. So I'm asking you all to get on your good for nothings and start praying, as well as start getting behind people who is trying to open up your eyes. It don't mean you have to hate anybody, but your eyes should definitely be open. Okay? Should definitely be open. Okay? Let me see what he's saying. The Moors were here before the native, and the Moors are black people. And what's so ironic at this time is that people are afraid that once your eyes become open, y'all, once your eyes is open, then that means you are no longer gullible to be you can't be manipulated because you know what you know. And as I said once before, it's going to be open to the black churches. I hope you're hearing me. Those of you all who still go to church, those of you all who are pastors or whatever, it's going to be open to the black pastors to teach black history on a real deep level, so that our kids will know that we didn't come from monkeys, so our kids will know that we are about something, and what we come from. Okay, so don't leave it up to the school to try to teach your child. It's time for you to start importing that into the church. Okay, one thing the Democrats and Republicans will agree on is they're both anti-reparations for us found it. Right, unfortunately that's true. Everybody else, it don't matter if they got paid or whatever, but they just don't want no hands in our no money in our hands. And for people to say we need to give money to programs instead of individuals, that means that you are a part of our enemy's camp. Okay, yeah, don't be fooled. Don't be fooled by people who look like us. Because if you have not known, if you look at Louisville, Kentucky, Kentucky, period, you'll see uh, Daniel Cameron. We call him Kumaran. Not all skin folks are skin folks. And it was even back then, even in Harriet Tubman days and stuff like that. Like I said, she had to kill people so that they wouldn't run back and tell master. Okay. So not all skin folks is skin folks. Even the Honorable Louis Farrakhan said that as well. He said some of us we're gonna have to get rid of because whatever we're planning to do, they will be the ones who will go and tell massa what's going on. And we don't need nobody that's off code. Shout out to Tariq. We don't need nobody that's off code. It's enough. We need to come together, okay? And that's not anti, because we didn't win the not civil war. We didn't win. What am I trying to say? The rights that we got now, we didn't just win it with black folks. There was other nationalities that helped us as well, okay? So I'm not saying that. I'm saying for once and for all, in order for us to continue to move onward and upward, we have to know what our enemy is trying, and the enemy is trying to stop us at all costs. And he don't want us to be woke, but it's too late. And then two, we have to make sure that those that look like us is on code with us. If not, we have to consider them an enemy. Thank you, civil rights movement. Yes, we will have to consider them an enemy. Okay, so with me being my great grandfather's granddaughter, um, that was catch-22, because I assumed that in order for him to marry my great grandmother, she had to pass as his servant. Y'all saw how light he was and all that stuff. And I have showed y'all my great grandmother once before and how dark she was. This is on my dad's side. And she was dark. There was no way he could marry her and live comfortably. So once he married her, he probably for a while told everybody that was his servant. That was his bed wench. It was easier to be a bed wench than it was a wife. Um, I think about that sometime, y'all. Hey, Vivian, smooches, baby. Thank you for coming over. Y'all go click on Melissa and Vivian's channel. Um, it made me a little sad because we have the right now to marry, and we would rather shack up. You know, We have the right now to do a lot of things that we don't take advantage of. Now we're on the brink of it trying to be taken away from us, and people still don't want to wake up and see. They don't want to wake up and understand how dire that we are right now. We're in a catch-22, okay? Um, and don't forget, y'all, like, share, and subscribe to my channel, please. I'm trying to get to my 700 number. I didn't say 3,000 yet. I said 700. I said 3,000, 1,000, but 700. So y'all, it kind of, when you sit back, I'm a ponderer. I'm one of them. I love history and I'm a ponderer. When you sit back and you get to thinking about things that our grandmothers went through and everything, people like 80 and older, what they seen and what they went through and stuff. A lot of us don't even know the history of our family because we never took the time to sit with older people and talk to them and get the information that they stored up in their brain. You know, um, I'm so glad I love old people. I just do. Y'all, if I had a choice between any age, I would sit with old people. And that's actually my business. My business is to sit with old people. So, I love talking to old people because, baby, they can tell you stuff that'll heal your body. They can tell you stuff back what happened and this time, back yonder and what they did. And oh my goodness, it just be like a living history lesson. So I don't know. I don't actually know how this is going to play out as far as my Indian side, but I'm going to go full throttle. I'm going full throttle. Um, I would not let my grandmother and my great grandmother and my great grandfather's legacy die, especially now that I know some stuff and I got proof of some stuff and all of this and everything. I'm going full throttle. Yes, I am. Um, to so I say to you, my beautiful black people, I say to you, we have let so much slip between our fingers. We have let so much go. We have not did our due diligence for real when it comes to our history. And I know some of it is kind of choppy because a lot of us really don't know where we come from. They put a lot of us over in Africa somewhere. Even when you go and do your DNA test, it'll put you around Ghana, uh, something like that. But you got to remember, I did that lesson on Negro Land, right? Those of you all who didn't see my video on Negro Land, you may want to go back and find that video. It is very, very enlightening. Africa was once called Negro Land. And Negro Land, I ain't gonna get into it because I'm telling you, go back through it. It's awesome. Okay, if I gotta say so myself, Negro Land is awesome. Africa is actually named after a white man. So yeah, it's called Negro Land. I think I named it Negro Land. Yeah. So I will be redoing that again because as time gets closer to this election, y'all, I promise you're going to start seeing more stuff. And I told y'all to watch the government, didn't I? I said you're going to start seeing some things come from the government that is not going to be okay. You're going to start seeing stuff you didn't know about. It's going to be a whole lot of things. I still see the government turning into a three-part thing. Not the independent, not that, because, they don't even count that. But I really see the parties dividing. Okay. I still see, like I told y'all, some of these states were going to start governing themselves and not going up under the Constitution. They're going to start doing their own thing, which, you may even need a passport to travel from state to state. Okay. Yeah, it's just, it's weird. It's weird how this is ready to go down. But when people don't make noise, and people don't stand up, you become a part of the matrix. You become a casualty of war. Okay, so yeah, and this is not doom and gloom. This is actually warning everybody to be on your P's and Q's. Don't just keep sitting back, letting what's going on go on. Whatever you can do to make noise, make noise. Okay. Whatever you can do to enlighten a person that may be lost, enlighten them. Now, some people, they just mentally not there. Let me tell you something. I was in a content creator's name, Jay Wilson, just a few minutes ago. I was in his chat and he was talking about the content creator, Just Kimmy, how she enlightened us on that predator. It was this subby or something in there and just refused to believe that the information that Just Kimmy provided, even though she had documentation and everything and explained everything, and even Jay Wilson was explaining everything, this subby refused to believe it was true. I thought they was trolling, and I asked them, "Are you just crazy? I mean, seriously, are you just crazy?" To me, I don't dislike a person that much to disagree with them because I don't like them, regardless of the truth that they showed, which was ridiculous. And I just got to a point, some people just stupid. And I told her, you are refusing to learn now. So once you refuse to learn, I have no comment for you. And that person actually was shell something. They actually refused to learn. Once you turn your ear on intelligent conversation, that's why I dropped the line. And it's not that you got to agree with me, but when a person shows you, okay, it's a certain type of way that you can send information about something to YouTube. And if the person responds, the person who maybe claim against them gets all of that person's information, their real name, their real address, their real account information. Nothing fake. They get the real. So how do you dispute that when YouTube gives you the real? And this person just refused to flat out, oh, she's a liar. Y'all just believe in everything she say. You can't defeat receipts. It's too easy to go back to YouTube and say blah blah blah. That was dumb. And I just can't with dumb people. Even if you don't like a person, I've seen people do that also to Fabe. When they don't like her, even if she got receipts, they still, she lied. Come on, y'all. It's one thing to dislike a person, but really, I don't dislike nobody that much. That was weird to me. That was weird to me. If a person files a strike against you and you fight it, I believe it's reveal all of your personal information. Yeah, it's a certain type of strike, and that's what Kimmy was saying. It's a certain type of strike. It's weird. But anyway, I just wanted to throw that out there too. It's like some people, it don't matter all the proof you give them. It don't matter. All they won't believe it anyway. So that's why I tell people, you say enough for you. Why would you take the name of a president? Right, Vivian. That's what I'm saying. He had already admitted it was him. And that's what I don't get with these people saying, no, she lying. The man admitted it was him. I mean, he admitted that on Victor Mo's channel. Duh. Just stupid. Like I said, once people stop with the reality and with common sense, I no longer engage because to me that's dumb. That's dumb. And I can't. And so I'm telling you women, be careful being online because some people get fixated on you and all they want to do is harm you. I let everybody know up front. I don't care how you take this. I let everybody know up front. I'm non-valid unless you push me. That's what that Libra does. That other scale slips. I'm non-valid, and I will say this: there are several pals over here. Play not with us. Play not. Stay away. Yeah, play not with us. And then on top of that, if we don't get you, the government will. Department of Defense, yeah. So I said that yesterday, and I'm saying it today. I'm trying to help you in my granddaddy's voice. I'm trying to help you. YouTube has become weird. Is really, maybe it's always been like this, but I've never seen it. But it's became weird. It's like it's like people get so fixated on what's going on online, they start making their reality, you know. And I'm like Miss Olivia, I don't care enough about nobody to dox them. I wouldn't even know how to do it if I could, but I don't care enough about nobody to do it. I just really don't. I have a life. So I don't care about that. And when I say I do again, y'all gonna see me much less on here. I'm still gonna come on here and do 2 days a week, but it's gonna be much, much less because I have another husband and my attention will go to my husband. Let me see. No, I will get you. Then the good look. Okay, come on. Let God sort them out, honey. Let God sort them out. I'm trying to told you. So yeah, when I come on here, like I said, when I do, and I'm gonna let y'all know when I get married, and then I'm gonna tell y'all, okay, now that I miss such a my days is really gonna be 2 days a week, and it's only gonna be for this amount of time because yeah, right now I'm a widow. I can do what I want to do. I can flirt if I want to flirt. I can do whatever I want to do, but I'm sticking to this. Let me see, me either, and I know to turn YouTube off. I hear you. So, you know, it's just, y'all, it's just be careful. That's all I'm saying. You know, be careful. And wait a minute, let me get back to this real quick. It's one point I want y'all to hear. One moment.
They're not from Africa. They don't get any Christmas cards or letters from Africa. They don't know any African languages. They don't have any African names. They don't have any. They don't get anything. They don't own anything in Africa. So native is the key. Now, in 1789, they built the Constitution. They said we're going to have black folk what as a subclass, as a lower class people in this country. And now who's saying this? It's what white folk call the founders of the country. The founders mean people like George Washington. Okay, George Washington and you got George Mason and you got Alexander Hamilton, and all these people are wealthy people. So if you look at the Constitution, you find they came here for what? To start a democracy. But what was the purpose of this democracy? Was to make profit. And all these whites.
Did y'all hear that? The only reason they came to America was to make profits. That's it. Don't get it twisted. It was all about money. All about the Benjamins.
Borrowed money from all the banks in Europe to come here and start a democracy in America. Period. Okay? Yes, and so they came here and they bought and they said, now the first thing we're gonna do once we get here is that we're gonna make sure that all the wealth is in the land. Okay? And so they said we're gonna get so much land because we are founders. And so George Washington says, give me 100,000 acres of free land.
100,000 of free land. And we couldn't get 1 acre. Forget 40 acres. We couldn't get 1 acre. Carry on.
And so they gave him 100,000 acres of free land. Then Thomas Jefferson said, if you're going to give George 100,000 acres of free land, I want 100,000 free acres of land. So they gave him 100,000 acres of free land. Then Patrick Henry, that all our black kids get exposed to in the early educational schools settings in America, was that then Benjamin Franklin says, I want about 50,000 acres of free land. And then following him comes one that says, give me liberty and give me death, but also give me 55,000 acres of free land. So to make a long story short, this country then took and gave to those founding fathers 24 million acres of free land right off the bat. And so,
did y'all hear that? That's why I wonder sometimes why we as a people, when we own stuff like land and houses, that we sell it. Why not rent it? I know you can't rent your land. I guess you can, but if I had a house, I would fix that bad boy up and I put it straight on Section 8. I'm going to get my money and I would live somewhere else. I would put that bad boy on Section 8. Do you hear me? Section 8 to Section Straight. And then if I couldn't put on Section 8, I would I would interview a good family, a good mother with kids that really want to, have a good place to stay and would take care of my property. I would interview her, interview them, and put them in there and let them pay. And I would have residual wealth. Are you kidding me? See, it's funny, those of us that know what to do with money don't ever get enough to do things with. I always go with people who F up money. But the ones of us who got business minds and we can make it dollar over dollar, we don't never get that money in our hand. If we do, it's very lucky. It's like it comes every now and then. You can rent the land. Okay, okay. Yeah, because I promise you, who? Let me get my mama's house in Alabama. Because mama says she don't want it, she ain't going. Let me be able to get that lock, stock, and barrel. Baby, who? I would fix that bad boy up. Even if it took me a year, I would fix that bad boy up because I know the next year, come 2024, that thing gonna be rented and I'm gonna have that residual income, and that's gonna help me buy some more houses. Do you hear what I'm saying? Shh. Mm, come on.
And they said, and the wealth in this nation is going to be in the land. And that's why all through history, black folk couldn't get 1 acre, not 1 acre of free land. Talking about, I want 40 acres of free land. They said, we're not going to give you 1 acre of free land, not alone 40 acres. And so they gave whites it coming to America then. They told them all, said, send your weak, your poor whites over here to America to freeload. Send them over here to get profits.
Okay.
That's what I want the whites coming from Europe to get.
And why they always call us? Let me see. Oh yeah, did you put it on? Did you put it on Section 8, Vivian? Because I would write in my contract, if you tear up such and such and such, it comes out of your rent, and I mean you have to pay for it. Because I know there is some people that get in these rent. Because I'm in a rental right now, but I'm trying to buy my rental. I got a great landlord. I'm trying to buy my rental. I don't want to move nowhere else right now. I don't. Plus, my rent that I'm paying is way cheaper than any other apartment or anything else I could get. It's almost $500 cheaper. And I'm sitting over here in a 1, 2. I'm sitting over here in a 4.5 bedroom, 1 bath, basement. Yeah, driveway, garage. Girl, I had a wonderful contract. That is why I won when I went. Okay, now, girl, that's right. Smart. Here. Yes, ma'am. I know you smart. Mm-hmm. Which is, but if I had a house, I would fix it up. I would move somewhere else. I would fix it up and put me in a good tenant, and I would make my contract, where it benefits them, but it also benefits me, just in case they get a notion that they want to put holes in my wall on purpose, tear my plumbing and stuff up and all that. Oh, baby. Oh, baby. Mm-hmm. Because Section 8, unfortunately, y'all, Section 8 really don't care anymore. They used to care, but they don't care no more. They just, yeah, they something else. And what's so sad is that even when I had children, like, I still got kids. I'm saying when they were younger and growing up, we didn't play it. You don't draw on my walls. You don't put no holes in my walls. You don't do. I didn't get how some parents didn't monitor their kids like that. I raised them to take care of property. Because even if it ain't yours, because we owned the house twice. Even if it's not yours, still take care of the people's stuff. And even, like I said, I still do this to this day. I always had my children on Saturdays was deep clean day. Deep clean day, they hate it, but they learned to get up and get it over with so they can go outside and play. Deep clean day, baby, that's when we got Common and Pine Sol, and we went and we washed down walls. We deep cleaned the corners of the floors. We vacuum cleaned, honey. We deep clean, hung up clothes, make sure curtains were straight, change beds and all. Yes, deep clean. So I don't even think kids do that no more. I don't think parents get their kids up to do any kind of deep cleaning no more. I think it's just you get up when you want to get up and you do what you want to do and I holler. No. Mm-mm. Mm-mm. We ain't do that. So like I said, that's me. And another thing, I didn't have my kids sitting around grown folks when they talk. Oh, let's talk about it. I didn't have kids sitting around grown ups when they talked. If you heard something because you snuck and heard, and not because you was sitting in there having a conversation with me and the grown people. I can't stand when kids do that. And I'm so verbal that I'm one of them. I'm that adult to go, baby, ain't nobody talking to you. Seriously, that's me. Baby, ain't nobody talking to you. Please go away. I'm talking to these adults in here. And I had somebody get mad at me because I told that kid I wasn't talking to them. Girl, I can't believe you talked to my baby like that. I can't believe your baby's meddling in our conversation. So, just like, okay, here I go. I ain't trying to get on my soapbox, but here I go. Okay. Like when my kids was younger, I didn't move nothing out of their way. On my whatnot shelves and my table, my living room tables and stuff like that, I didn't move my stuff out. Sure then, you better not touch it. When other people came over, I told them up front, I don't move my stuff off my tables and off my whatnot shelf. Get your baby, make sure they don't, put their hands on it because if they break it, you're gonna buy it. Girl, you're supposed to move that stuff because no, I'm not either. You teach your kids not to bother stuff that's not theirs. You ain't got to worry about them stealing or breaking stuff. No, you teach them responsibilities. And that's me. I didn't move. I don't do it now. And I got grandkids. I don't move my kids don't even do it over their house. They don't move stuff up. No, you learn how not to touch stuff. Shoot. So yeah, that's that, and I know people tell me, oh, that's so mean. I wouldn't bring my kid over your house. Thank you. See how that works? I ain't upset about that. Thank you. Let me see. My mama didn't rearrange her furniture either, and nothing bet not be broke when she get home. I know that's right. If we start raising some of these children the way that we did when we were younger, a lot of crime would actually go down. I know some people are afraid to whoop their kids, and I guess I get that. I understand. But what's the sense of you teaching them respect? And respect not only for your things, but respect for other people's things. That's what's wrong. There's no respect anymore. You know, it's just not. People like, oh, they a kid. They don't understand why. When will they understand? You have to teach. You cannot reason with a child who has not grew in their mind or learned anything. You can't reason with them yet. You have to teach them in order for them to know, so they'll actually be able to reason when they get to a certain age. All these people that's trying to reason with a kid trips me out. Just like, okay, I'm gonna go here too. Y'all gonna get mad at this, but hey, whatever. Just like all these people that's saying, I think a law should be passed that a child can change their gender. Are you kidding me? You know how many young boys when they little put on their mom's shoes and shirt or whatever, just playing. They don't know no difference. They just playing. How many girls are Tom girls? I was a Tom girl. And there, kids at a certain age don't know how to reason yet. And so for y'all to be taking what they're saying and making a movement or allowing it to enforce it, are you crazy? So kids can't be kids now? When I was younger, I had so many girl toys that I ran out of girl toys. I started getting dude toys. I got a fire truck. I got a car. I got a rifle because I used to look at this show called The Rifleman with Lucas McCain. Honey, I got that rifle and I should go, ta, 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 ta. Really? I started playing with my fire truck. I started playing with my car. All of that. And I was a female. Now, had the law been out then, it probably would have pushed me on over to be something else. I used to play with marbles. I had marbles. I used to get in the dirt and play marbles with the dudes. Yes. And honey, my deceased husband, God rest his soul, me and him used to get on the floor and play jacks. And he was a better jack player than me. I'm talking the man could go 10s, 11s, and everything. That man could play. And y'all know jack's supposed to be a female thing. That man could play jacks better than me, but he was an all-around sportsman, so hey. But yeah. See, when we were younger, a neighbor could whip you if they saw you doing something wrong. And when your mama got home, you got another whooping for embarrassing her because a neighbor had to whip you. Facts. Nowadays, honey, that person tell you, don't say nothing to my kid. Who are you? Don't say nothing to my child. And it's like you need somebody to say something to, just like, okay, here y'all go. Y'all gonna get mad at me for this too. Just like some of y'all bring y'all bad, uncontrollable kids to church so that church people can say something to them, and y'all know y'all don't say nothing to them. That's why they so bad and uncontrollable. It'd be different if you was correcting them at home, and then when they came to church, we reinforced it. But these kids are coming to church now just to give the parents a break. I'm still that one. When I see your child acting up, I'm still there. I'm that old. I'm a young old saint, and I'll be like, "Where are you supposed to be? Um, go back in the church." Because if you don't know where you're supposed to be, it means your mama don't know where you are. Go back in church. If she has something to say, send it to me. You would not tear up his church. Go back in church. Yeah, I'm that one. I'm granny for real. And I was hearing people talk about that grandmothers are not grandmothers no more, that they too. No, I'm that grandmother. It is some of us that's still around. Yeah, some of us is still around. My cousin used to tell her grandkids if they didn't stop, she was going to tell me. Because you was the disciplinarian. Yes. Yes, Vivian, you was the disciplinarian. Shoot. Yeah, and then letting children decide what gender they want to be is against God's will. No minor child should be able to tell the parent what they want to wear, feel. Yeah, because to me, if you feel like that's what you are, that's fine. But let's wait until you turn 18. That way, your mental growth is already there to make that decision. If that's what you want to do, God have it. God bless you, baby, in all your endeavors. Shout out to Kimmy. God bless you in all your endeavors. But let's be 18 first. Not 13, not 12, not 10. Come on. Y'all doing too much. You're doing too much. I'm going to tell y'all what else is next. And people don't want to believe this, but it's true. I've said this 2 years ago, and I see it more now than ever. You're going to start seeing predators create a bill that'll make them able to date kids. I'm serious. One, because some of these people that okays these bills are really predators themselves. So you're going to start seeing some of these bills come to fruition for them to be able to marry and have sex with kids. Sick, but it's about to happen. It's about to happen. I told y'all to watch the Vatican, and you're going to start seeing some things being exposed about what they actually allowed in their city. Because did y'all know the Vatican is really a city? It's really its own city. It's not just whatever. It's really their own city. They already trying it. I didn't know that. See, I didn't know that. Yeah, and that's weird. Okay, if I have a child that's 10 years old and this man gets fixated on her, and say, well, you can't stop me and her from falling in love. Huh? Now, this ain't politically correct what I'm about to say, but I'm going to say it nevertheless. Hold on. Okay. Yeah. You said I can't stop you. I bet something that'll stop you. Uh-huh. Yeah, okay. Okay. Exactly. Once you turn 18, dress and feel how you want to feel now. If you ain't working and relying on me to buy your clothes, I'm going to buy you clothes that fit your... Right. That's my point. That's my point, 300. Absolutely. If you still dependent on me, then what I say go. And y'all know, I done told y'all, my baby girl is of the other persuasion. She's gay. She's got a girlfriend. She lives on her home. They do what they do. I love both of them. You know what I'm saying? When she was here, she wore what I bought her. You get what I'm saying? When you moved out on your own, I ain't got no problem with it. Hey, love both of y'all. Sure do. Go over and eat anything else I want. But when you hear, you do as wrong do, you know. So yeah, I love everybody. Again, let S and W get him and the Lord. So what you said, Smith and Wesson, come through, come through. Facts. So yeah, we're not doing that. We're not doing that. And then y'all, this is another thing I want to bring aware of too. For some of y'all that have older parents that's in nursing homes, y'all be careful, um, because some of these people, which they're already doing it, but they're going to do it on a more outward thing. They're going to do more of it, which is have sex with these people. Okay, um, God showed me there are several nursing homes, and in these nursing homes, these people are really having sex with these older people that cannot defend for themselves. And the sad thing about it is the owners of the nursing homes know what's going on because it's some type of sex ring. And so if you can't do any better, you have to put your parent in a nursing home. Make it your business to go and look out for these people and document what you find. And even if you can't tell that nursing home, that's why it's great to have discernment. Come on in here. It's great to have discernment. If you cannot turn the information over to the owners of the nursing home, make sure you document it enough where you can bring charges against them in front of the court system. Um, it's sad because most older people have paid the price for our ignorance as a people, and for them to be sexually touched. And I know this is going on in some homes too, y'all, but these older people can't fight people off with them. Their own kin people is having sex with them, messing with their, private parts and stuff like that. And they have to lay there and endure that. Like, what did I do to this child, or what did I do to this family member for them to be doing me like this in their mind? But God sees all. God sees all. He sees all, and He's not playing. When I tell y'all in the next month or so, there will be some things that only God can be doing. It is going to happen. He is not playing. He has been tired of some foolishness. And in the words of Jay Wilson, "Foo la la." Let me see. Look, did you see the lady that got pregnant that was in a coma? No. There are a lot of people with special needs and older people that are violated in there. Oh my goodness. No, I didn't see that. The country really lost its way when they took prayer out of school. Facts. When they happen, everything else is like dominoes lined up. Yup, that's true. And make it your business to go often at different times so they can't realize your set schedule. That's true. That's true. 300. Go at different times. That's why my business right now, I'm waiting on something to hit. And then when I can be able to do 20 hours a week, I am going full throttle for my own business, working 20 hours a week as long as my body allows me to go and sit with elderly people. Like I said, that's my heart. That's my people's, the elderly. And I just take it very, very hard when it comes to them, that people mistreat them, you know. And younger kids love me too. I don't know why teenagers and young kids, they all just, they gravitate to me. And I'd be like, ugh. Like in my spirit, I'm like, ugh. But, I love on everybody. So I guess they can tell that I love on people, but I'm so allergic to kids. Y'all had 9. So y'all have to give me that. I'm allergic to kids. I had 9 children, biological children. So When kids gravitate to me, it just be like, okay. But I love on them, But if I had my wish, older people would be me. So, you know, yeah, elderly people is my passion, y'all. A lot of people don't know it about me, but I love my old people. I really do. And if you want to see the other side of me kick in, mistreat somebody elderly. That's the truth. Mistreat somebody elderly, and I promise you, you will not even recognize who I am because I flips. I become a whole nother person. I love my old people, and I have such respect for them because, like I said, they were in it before we came along. Like they got spit on and raped and drugged and all this and stuff. And I mean, now that they're at this time in their life, let them be at peace. Let them be at peace. And just love on them. They deserve that because if it wasn't for them, we wouldn't even be where we are today. So I just take it to heart, you know. I know some old people are something else, and I ain't talking about them. I ain't talking about the ones that still trying to be young, or the ones that keep up a lot of chaos. I ain't talking about them. Let them fight for their own. I'm talking about the ones who are really older that just trying to live life, you know. So yeah, but so I don't know where my fight for justice as far as my Indian side is going to lead me, y'all. But I'm going full throttle. I really am. I want what's mine, and I want to pass it to my children too. Um, my grandmother, I think, for a certain period of time, she passed. Like as a white woman or whatever. Even though she never denied who she was, just people would think that she was white because how she looked and how her hair was. And well, she's coming straight from her daddy, who was from Spain and an Indian. So, she had more of his characteristics than she did my great grandmother, who was from a different part of this, that, and the other. So my I'm totally mixed up. I think I would be called what they call quadro. I wouldn't be a mulatto. I would be a quadro because I have different parts that make up who I am. Um, mulatto, rather I said mulatto, mulatto. Uh, but I have different parts that make up who I am. So I think that's what I would be called. I'm not sure. However, I still go black. Don't get it twisted. Don't get it twisted. I'm a quarter till midnight, baby. I'm dark. So people are really, let me hit this real quick. Those of you all who under the sound of my voice um want to let people know that you're light, bright, and damn near white. Good for you. Yay. Good for you. Because I'm dark and I love it. I'm loving it. And I think I'm beautiful. I'm loving it. Yes, I'm dark skinned. I'm quarter to midnight black. Hey, it don't get no better than this because the darker the berry, the sweeter the juice. And baby, I'm over here sitting on sugar. Do you hear me? Let me say that again. The darker the berry, the sweeter the juice, and I'm sitting on sugar. Do you get what I'm saying? So all of you who want to dog us dark skinned people because you're real, 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 real light, God bless you and all your endeavors. I don't hate you. My mama's almost white. You might as well say, shoot, she almost took her white side instead of her dark side. But she got a little hint to her. Not much. Not much at all. She don't even like she my mama. But she is, honey. But this right here, this chocolate, my name is Coco. Get into that. That is my real nickname. For real. In Kentucky, I am known as Coco. Seriously. So there ain't nothing I came online and was like, hey, no, I am. That's who I am. And I take that with a badge of honor. I am Coco. Get into it. So anywho. I'm telling you, Doc, that junk gets on my nerves. Colorism started during slavery by the slave masters, and for us to continue that foolishness is stupid as hell to me. I know, but my thing is, what's the big deal? What's the big deal because you're light skinned? I don't. What would be the big deal if you was dark skinned? I mean, huh? And I know, like I said, with me being Creole, I know that I think it started in our culture, my culture, where they would put a brown paper bag up to your skin to see whether you know you were lighter or darker. If you were lighter as a brown paper bag, I think you worked in the house. But if you were darker, you worked in the field. But however, it didn't stop Master from sleeping with neither one of y'all. So Coochie didn't have no face. You get what I'm saying? So, that's why it's a whole lot of kids now that's out here that's black, but great grandparents was white. Get into it. So, it's weird to me. It is just weird to me. But a lot of things is weird to me, y'all. It just really is. I was going to do my segment of Ask Coco, but I think I'm going to wait and come back and do that. It's where married couples tell me their stories or they ask me questions. And I love that segment. I really do. So I think I'm going to do that with to highlight Black women who are being taken out of here at an alarming rate. So I don't think I'll be back on today, but I'll probably be back sometime tomorrow. I have a nail appointment tomorrow. Let me see. Wow, so white supremacists look at all of us as iggers. Yep, whether you're light brown, light bright, damn near white, or as dark as midnight. To them, you're nothing but a right. You're right, 300, but people don't see that. And that's what's so sad. Yeah, let me tell y'all. So, I told y'all that they are honoring high society women here in Kentucky. A couple of them are newscasters. About four of them are well business owners that make a lot of cheddar. Guess who's on the schedule with them? Yes, you got it. Hershey me. Hershey me. Yes. Hershey me. I was asked to do the poem to these wonderful women. It's 20 women, y'all, at this big facility. I'm going to try to put a little bit of the video on Saturday, but y'all, I was at little old Project Me from the projects, y'all. Me. I was asked to do the poem to honor these phenomenal women. And I'm still in awe about it, y'all. I'm still like, wow. God does not lie. When he said he will make your name great, baby. And I'm still a little project girl in heart, that played kickball with no shoes on, roller skated in the street to learn how to skate. Uh, you know, used to sit on my porch and write poetry all the time to get away from, what was going on in my life. Because some of y'all don't know, I am a survivor of rape multiple times, molestation multiple times, as well as incest. And what y'all don't know is, some of y'all don't know, because I got some new subbies. One of my daughters, my second daughter at that, my second oldest child, is a result of me and one of my first cousins. So her dad was my first cousin. And so yeah, I have a story over here. I have told my story a couple of times. I've written books on them. I got 3 books that's out. I've written books on them and everything. So, when people ask me to do things, I don't look at myself if is this, person who's made it. Even though I have a doctorate degree, a lot of people don't know why I call myself Dr. Creole. I have a doctorate degree, and so I don't look at me as, this big old person. That I just still see the little humble little girl in the projects, just being footloose and fancy free. I do. Even when the Lord blessed me with this job, it was between me and this white woman working for the government. That's why I said y'all can play with that DOD if you want to. Y'all can play with the DOD if y'all want to. But anyway, working for the government. And it was between me and her. And I walked in, and this is what I said. When they was asking me questions, I was like, yes, sir. No, sir. And I was a grown woman, okay? And I was like, yes, sir. Blah, blah, blah. No, sir. And all this stuff. And so a couple people knew me, and they was like, hey. I was like, hey, y'all. Hey, I didn't know y'all worked here. Hey. So one person had my number. So anyway, I was like, girl, if you still got my number, call me. So I went home and my husband asked me, how'd you think it went? And I said, babe, I think it went well, but I was up against a white woman who had a little bit more experience than me. So you know how that goes. And he said, well, baby, whatever. We just gonna believe if you don't get it, I got us. I said, I know. Because my husband loved taking care of me, but that's a whole nother story. Anywho, so um later on, my phone rang. And I said, hello. And it was the manager, because I had to interview with two managers. It was the man manager. And he said, is this Miss Slaughter? I said, yes, it is. He said, hey, this is such and such and such. I said, hello, hi. He said, well, I got some good news and bad news. I said, okay, well, whichever one you want to give me. He said, see, that's why. He said, well, the good news is, he said, you got the job. I said, yes, yes, like that. I said, what's the bad news? He said, the bad news, we want you to start immediately. So can you start Monday? I cracked up. I said, I'll be there with bells on. What time do I need to report? He told me, y'all, I was so happy. I couldn't wait to call my husband at his job and tell him. He's like, babe, I told you. He said, babe, he said, I told you. Y'all, I was making so much money. I wanted to put my husband, I keep saying cousin, I wanted to put my husband back through school so he could get a chef degree, because the man could cook, right? And he loved to cook. And he was like, babe, it's not for me. Going to school ain't for me. I ain't even gonna waste your money like that. I was like, are you sure? He said, yeah. So then I wanted to buy him a boat because he loved to fish and I wanted him to have his own boat, right? And I know some women are cringing right now, like, you would spend all that money on him? Baby, my husband left no stone unturned when it came to me. Honey, who? He left no stone unturned when it came to me. If there was anything to give me, he would give me the best of the best. Even if that means he had to go without. He would give me the best of the best. And it's not what I demanded. It's what he wanted to do for me. He loved me enough for that. And so I would not do him the same way. So, but he just wasn't into no boat. He's like, nope, I don't want no boat. Even though I took him to look at a boat, nope, he didn't want to do no boat. What he did want was an RV. Me and him used to go to those homoramas out of town with the RVs, and he fell in love. He called them a home on wheels. He said, when our kids get grown, me and you gonna buy us a home on wheels, and we gone. He said, if they can't fend for themselves, too bad. So I was looking forward to having my home on wheels with him. But hey, it is what it is. But I'm just telling y'all, sometimes my point being was sometimes your upbringing will get you in the door quicker than your schooling. Yes, ma'am, and no, ma'am is what won them over with me. Believe it or not, yes, ma'am, and no, ma'am, yes, sir, and no, sir is what won them over with me. Yep. So let me see. And one more thing. If you're biracial and either one of your parents are black, you are a black person. Black genes are dominant, and no matter who we made, the child will take on our genes. That's true. That's true as well. But yeah, y'all. So sometimes it's your upbringing that gets you things before your training will. Sometimes how you treat people will make them want to, be there for you. I do things for you. Than if your knowledge would. And I know a lot of us are headstrong, but you'd be surprised how being sweet will get you things. Seriously. So I always try to leave people feeling better than what I met them. Even in my lab, y'all think I'm playing, and I try not to. This is not a brag, but I'm just showing you something. Even in old relationships that I've had with men, they'll be the first to tell you if I could go back and get her, I would. If I could get her to say yes again, I'd marry her. Seriously. I have a ex named Larry. And I told y'all this once before, but I'm making a point, so check this out. I have an ex named Larry. And Larry broke my heart when I was like 16. Okay. He's older than me. Okay. He was older than me then. He was 21. Okay. However, me and him was working together at McDonald's. We started dating. Okay. However, I didn't know that he was dating this one girl as well that was his age. And when she found out she was pregnant, she told him. And so, because he was raised with his mother and father, he did not want to raise his child out of wedlock, right? So he told me the day, 2 days before his wedding, which was on a Thursday, he told me I was happened to be off at McDonald's that day, and he called me and said, "Can you come by?" I said, "Yeah, I asked to come out. Yeah, come on." So he came and we sat outside, and he got to telling me something he had to tell me that he didn't want to tell me, but he had to tell me. And he told me about this girl being pregnant and how he was going to marry her, and he just want his family to be together, and he don't love her like he loved me, but he's got to do right by her, and yeah, all of this, yeah, it broke my little heart, right? It broke my little heart. And I told him, you will never be happy with her, and I don't ever want to see you again. And I meant that. So I had to be on home arrest, home incarceration. Yeah, I had a little situation that happened with me fighting. So they put a watch around my leg, and so I had to stay somewhere where they can monitor their watch. Right? Those of you all who've been on home incarceration, you understand. So I told you I ain't always been. Yeah. Okay. So anywho, one day I was coming home from work and going back to where I was staying at for my home incarceration. And this dude seen me and called my name out. And I turned around and said, "Hey," and spoke to him. And he was like, "I got to tell my brother I saw you." I said, "Man, I ain't looking at your brother. I can't stand him." He said, "Yeah, I understand all that. But if I don't tell him I saw you," now Larry's his brother. He said, "If I don't tell him I saw you, he going to whoop me. He going to do this, this, and this." I'm like, "Yeah, okay, whatever." And he was like, "Please, just let me tell him. Just let me tell him I saw you. Where you live at?" "Right there." I said, "I'm staying right there." He said, "Okay, I got to go tell him." Y'all, why come the whole time Larry had moved to the end of the block that was facing where I was living? That was weird. So he told his brother. Next thing I knew, they knocked on the door. And he's like, "I've been looking for you." Yeah, he had been looking for me for years. He had been looking for me. I think I was, what, 19 at the time? He had been looking for me for 3 years. Seriously. So he came over there and he wanted us to talk and everything. So the rest is history. So, my cousin has a son by his brother. So you see how we tied in? Yeah, we just tied in. However, he's still married to the woman. But what I said has been true. I knew it was going to be true. But hey, whatever. I wish him best. I wish him the best. Uh, he's a friend of mine. I'm a friend of his. However, there are certain people that know how he feels about me, even though he's married. Certain people like his mom, certain people like his brother, certain people like my cousin, that, and certain people like myself. And just today, he texted me and said he has to be careful with me. And I was like, "Why you say that?" And he was like, "Because you're bad." I said, "Why you say that?" I'm still waiting on that because, I mean, I haven't came after you. You come and you get me on my Facebook page, or get my number from my fam and you calls me. So how am I bad? So yeah, I'm just saying, big y'all. I'm just one of them. I don't make enemies. If you become my enemies because you chose to, and I'm gonna keep you right in this spot. Absolutely. So anyway, y'all. I cooked today. Let me tell y'all what I cooked before I get out of here. I cooked roast in my crock pot with the fixings. And it's got this house smelling up, y'all. I couldn't find no green beans. That's what I had a taste for, and that's what my son had a taste for. I couldn't find no green beans. So I gotta go and stock up on green beans. But I made peas and I made macaroni and cheese from scratch. Where I made my roux and my cheese sauce, and yes. And when I tell you I am starving with the water of the cornbread, yes, flip it over, it's hot water cornbread. I am getting ready to throw down. I ate nothing this morning. I had no breakfast, no nothing, because that roast has been in the crock pot since 7. Yeah, I already know it's tender as crap, right? I cannot wait. Plus, I made this specific gravy to go in the crock pot while it's cooking, so all that stuff marinate through the meat. Oh, oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Sure, 300. Sure. But y'all, I don't really cook like it's no more, but my son asked me, would I cook a meal? So I used to cook like it's all the time for my husband and everything, and everything. I mean, from scratch. He would have like three full homemade meals. 2 days out of the week, he would eat leftovers. The other day was his free day to eat what he wanted for me and him to go out to dinner. So I got so used on that routine. I loved it. 3 days a week, I would cook from home. He would eat leftovers, and then we would take it one day and we go out to eat. So, yeah, it's ways to do everything, y'all. You don't if you plan, Pluckers, if you plan, you'll succeed. But if you fail to plan, it means you plan to fail. See how that works? All right. I thank Miss Melissa, that's Auntie Melissa, I call her, for coming over here. And I can't even talk right now because I'm thinking about that food. I would like to thank Miss Vivian for coming over here as well. 300. I always appreciate you. Let me see what y'all did on the seventh day. Whatever he wanted, because most of the time he would cook. But if he didn't want to cook, we would go out to dinner again. Yep. Yep. Oh yes, yeah. I had a husband that could throw down. Don't get it twisted. And what he didn't know how to cook, he would ask me, and I would walk him through it. And that's what I loved him. He wasn't so macho that I ain't cooking. I ain't cooking nothing. He would ask me, he'd be like, "Hey, I want to cook." Like he loved my food. Period. But he always tried to cook chili. And he would call me at work if I was working and say, "Babe, how you make your chili? I'm in the store. What all I gotta get? Okay, I'll call you back when I get home." I'll be like, "Does this man not know I'm at work?" Okay. And he would definitely call me back and be like, "Okay, now what I do? I think I got it from her." Then he would text me and say, "Call me," and let me know he did something wrong. So I would call him back and he'd be like, "Was I supposed to do such, such, such?" I'm like, "No." He's like, "I ain't think so." Dang. Okay, it's good though. I'm like, okay. Oh my goodness. If it was some type of Caribbean dish from my family that he wanted to make or whatever, he would ask me, he would call me and say, "Babe, how you make that one dish?" Blah, 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 blah. Then I made a dish with potatoes and beef smoked sausage. He, man, he would want to eat that every week. "Babe, okay, how am I supposed to do it again?" I'm like, "Here we go." But yeah, I got a lot of little things up my sleeve. I'm not just a one trick pony. Anyway, I really appreciate you guys